When did people realize you weren't just the funny kid? For as long as I can remember, being the funny one was my role. Every friend group has one, and for us, it was me. I was the guy who could turn boring classes into comedy shows, who always had a comeback ready, who could make teachers laugh even while they were trying to scold me. If the vibe was tense, I cracked a joke. If everyone was bored, I did something stupid just to get people smiling. It was second nature, like I was the walking laugh track in our little sitcom. And honestly, I loved it. There's nothing better than making people laugh so hard they cry. I wore that role proudly. Whenever someone said, "Man, you're hilarious," I felt like I just scored the winning point in a game. I was the clown, the jester, the guy who made everything lighter. But the thing about being the funny one, people forget there's more to you. I started noticing it slowly. A few times when I actually tried to be serious, people laughed anyway. I'd say, "No, really, I'm being for real," and they'd grin, waiting for a punchline. If I gave advice, they brushed it off like it was a setup for a joke. Teachers never believed me if I said something wasn't my fault. Even my friends, my closest ones, would roll their eyes if I tried to talk about something heavy. It was like I wasn't allowed to be anything but the comic relief. That stung more than I let on. Because yeah, being funny is great, but it's not all I am. Sometimes I wanted people to see me as someone they could actually rely on, not just laugh at. But no matter how much I tried, I was stuck in the funny one box. Then came the day everything changed. We were on a school trip, one of those overnight ones. Everyone was hyped at first, blasting music on the bus, joking around like usual. But on the second night, something went wrong. We were outside when one of the kids slipped down a hill. It wasn't huge, but steep enough that he couldn't climb back up. He was panicking, sliding further, and everyone else froze. For once, nobody knew what to do. People shouted, but it was all noise. I didn't even think. I just moved. I climbed down carefully, ignoring the mud, ignoring people yelling at me not to. I reached him, steadied him, told him to breathe. No jokes, no goofy voices, just calm, steady instructions. I got him back up safely, step by step, until he was back on solid ground. By the time we both stood at the top, I was covered in mud, breathing hard, but he was safe. And the silence that followed was unlike anything I'd ever felt. Everyone just stared. Then one of my friends said quietly, "Dude, I didn't know you had that in you." Another added, "You were serious, like actually serious." That moment flipped a switch. For the first time, they didn't laugh at me. They looked at me with respect, real respect. The kid I helped gave me a hug, shaking, and whispered, "Thanks." And I realized that was better than any laugh I'd ever gotten. After that, things changed. People still laughed at my jokes, sure, but when I spoke seriously, they listened. When someone needed help, they looked to me, not just for entertainment, but for stability. It wasn't that I stopped being the funny one. I'll always love making people laugh, but now they knew that wasn't all I was. And honestly, that balance felt better than any punchline I could deliver.